Welcome to eHealth Learning, inspiring professionals worldwide.
And I thought I'd finish the whole thing off with a felt sense awareness exercise. So here we go. It's a self-release. It's a self-treatment. And I thought I could just kind of talk everybody through this. So perhaps you can, if you're not already comfy, sitting on a chair, it's kind of nice to do that. But hey, you could almost lie down for this as well if you wish. And I was going to sort of take about 5 or 10 minutes as a kind of guided meditation. Great, well, let's come into whole body awareness. So letting go of being in special senses. You've been listening and cerebralizing around all of this. So I just want you to kind of come into your felt sense awareness, which is opening up to your general senses, which mostly lie in your fascias. So let's appreciate the length of the body. Let's appreciate the width of the body and this amazing sort of depth which brings you into this sort of internal aspect. Sense of volume comes from that. And then within all that, there's this tremendous dynamic of movement. And there's the intensity of the physiology. There's this huge health of the physiology. It's like a nuclear power plant going off inside you. That's a huge part of your health. And there's these kind of subtle, fluid movements, potency, expressions, prime respiratory motions that are occurring through the body in different ways. So let's just really appreciate the strength and power of our health through our physiology. And within all that, I want you to become interested in the biggest structure of your body, which is the vertebral column, and all things that are part of the vertebral column. So your midline, a structural midline. Let's notice that. Let's not lose relationship to the whole. Let's just appreciate that that's part of the whole, and it's flowing from the coccyx up to the cranium, and then from the cranium back down to the coccyx. It's this flow of tissues. And let's appreciate too this kind of undulation, curvature of the vertebral column, and how those curves are within you. And then within the curves, there are these transition places where one curve moves into another curve. And I want us to get interested in that kind of the loin area, I think it's called generally, that sort of Thoraco lumbar zone that we've been focusing on this evening. Just want you to notice how it feels in you generally. Just kind of open up to the felt sense of that area in relationship to the rest of your body. And as you do that, I haven't quite put it on the list of things to do, but I'd just like you to appreciate your breath and how your breath and your vertebral column are completely entwined through the movement of your rib cage, through the movement of your diaphragm. I just want you to appreciate that. And the big relationship between that sort of lower rib cage area and your diaphragm into the roots of the diaphragm, and the feelings of how your lumbar thoracic area is. It's like you to kind of appreciate the mix that's going on there. And how there is this kind of crucial, critical continuity coming from the diaphragm really into the psoas muscles, and there's a flow along the sides of the thoraco lumbar parts of the vertebral column into the through the pelvis, through the iliacus, into the femur, and then down the legs, through the knees, into the feet. I just want you to kind of open up to that, almost tease it into your perception. And what you're doing is opening up to a stream of fascial relationships that are just very key in the whole biotensegrity / health of the body. And I want you to notice how tensile all of that is, and in particular, how things are on the left to how they are on the right. And I want you to go into a neutral listening to your own system. And once more, I just want you to open up to the power of health in your physiology, and this ability that the body has to adjust from within and to automatically start to move the body structure to a more balanced state. We call it the inherent treatment plan, and it's always there. It's ready to act at any moment. Giving it attention amplifies its ability to act. And I want you to notice this letting go that starts to take place. Structures can start to come more into your consciousness and become more obviously contracted and go through a process of shifting an internal change that results in a letting go, often a lengthening of some of these patterns. And the most common one is a letting go of the psoas muscles. And as that happens, I just want you to notice other parts of the body following suit through resonance, through other fascial relationships, particularly the neck, into the shoulders, into the cranium. There's a huge resonance between these two areas. And as always, as the body starts to let go of its tension dynamics, it becomes softer, spongier, and starts to drop into this fluid body state. Nervous system, neuroendocrine adjustments, kind of regulation of the nervous system starts to take place, and this arising stillness that very typically comes through when the body accesses its health, its healing potencies. Great, and then just really starting to touch back into space around us. Let's orient back to the room. Let's just tease our awareness out of the internalized state, just kind of letting go. There's some of that, but also just letting it carry on as well. And coming back into movement, gross movement of the body. And I hope that allowed you to come into an appreciation of some of this area.